What we do here a lot is start buying directly from farmers, even vegetables, pork, and I can tell them what I want. It's hard finding people who want to do that, first of all, and then secondly, keeping them motivated.
What is Langton's?
It belongs to a wine auction house. And when they did the auction, they were thinking to do a wine bar. And to turn the wine bar into a restaurant.
So you've been here from the start?
No, I haven't been here from the start. Philippe Michel, French chef. And then there was another head chef in between. And I'm here now since a year and a half. I became a cook because my parents had a restaurant, small restaurant in the Austrian countryside. So my parents sent me to do an apprenticeship. I didn't really like cooking at the beginning, and then I bought the books from Austrian chefs in Germany, and that's how I started loving cooking and looked into food magazines and cookbooks, and there I see this beautiful food and how you actually can treat food. And from there I went to one of the best restaurants at that time in Austria.
Which was?
Eschelbeck.
Whereabouts is that?
That's close to Salzburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was so good about that?
It was basically the first restaurant in Austria who got 3 gourmet heads.
What did you learn there?
Treating food completely different, keep it much more fresh and work with much more fresh ingredients and pay more attention to the detail. And there you basically cooked. I think we have been 10 chefs for 30 customers. After that I went back home and I was crazy enough to open my own restaurant. And we took it's like a small guest house or like a small hotel in the countryside. So I took 4 rooms and made a 20-seater restaurant in there. I did run that for 7 years, got 18 points at the gourmet. Then I moved to London.
Beautiful.
Why London? Because what I definitely needed to learn was organization skills. I think I knew how to cook, but I didn't know how to organize or run bigger places. And the second thing, the language, because I didn't speak English and I wanted to learn English.
And it's probably easier to learn
Yeah,
English.
and in London, and I think London is in a way a bit more tolerant towards foreigners than Paris would, in a way. Yeah, I worked a couple of months at the Waterside Inn, then I joined Marco. I started quite here and then where we did 450 covers a night.
It's a lot of
Then went over to Titanic, which was a new restaurant, nightclub restaurant, whatever. They did to do up to 750 a night.
You're kidding.
It wasn't fine dining, but the food quality was really good.
And then what did you do after that?
After I went to run Daphne's, which is an Italian restaurant in Kensington. Yeah, Kensington, Chelsea. Was the favorite restaurant of Princess Diana.
Right.
She used to live. And then opened Charlotte Street Hotel in London. And then I went back to Marco for another 2.5 years. I wanted to leave England. And I spoke to a friend of mine and he had the contact, Donovan Cook.
Yes.
From London. Yeah, and he told me about Langton's. At that time the head chef just left, so I called Stuart Langton up and a week later I was on the plane for an interview.
And off it went.
Yeah.
What was your first reaction of Australia?
Honestly, I didn't expect people are so interested in food.
Oh, really?
In London it's a bit like, after a while, working in a restaurant, have 2 sittings, 3 sittings, people don't really pay attention. Where here, if people sit overnight and really want to be entertained and really question the food. In London, nobody questions you what is in it or how do you do that. Where in Australia, people are really interested in what you do. Why I see a difference to Europe is about the produce. They have, Australia is a great wine country, but by the food produce, I think there's still, especially with vegetables and things, I'm not the one to say the word like vintage vegetables, but in Europe you can really see like, okay, I want really a selection of the best vegetables, where here you struggle a bit getting it, or getting the consistency. You get it sometimes, the next week you can't get it.
How would you describe your style of cooking?
I try to create really complex food. I don't try to create crazy food in a way. Yeah, you know, it's modern but complex. I want to make it people to understand the flavors and the combinations. I don't really want to give the customer riddles.
Having the kitchen exposed.
Yeah.
When you first got here, was that a bit strange for you straight away?
Oh, that's right. I used to work in open kitchens, and the thing is, as soon as service starts, especially on a busy night, you just switch off and
Get onto it.
you get onto it. I think it's pretty organized too. It's a quiet kitchen, and I think it's great for the customers too, especially if the restaurant is half full. And if something happens, there's some movement there. The old head chef, where he did go off his head sometimes a bit, and there's one stage he threw a pan, you know, because you're gonna see it out there. There's a small wall, and he actually missed that wall, and the pan would fly right over the table if the customers have.
You're kidding?
Yeah, it was a bad thing.